Hey everyone, welcome to the Lookout live stream from Upper Bidwell Park, Chico, California. My kid had cross-country practice this morning, so this is the spot. Had a little time to look at the intel this morning and just wanted to give a quick update. We're still pretty mild burning conditions across northwestern California, and it's supposed to get a little drier and a little warmer this week, but there's no large-scale gusty dry winds forecast, also no precipitation forecast. So we took a break here last couple days because the forecast last week said that pretty much there wasn't a lot of potential for large spread until early next week. We're seeing a little bit of spread on a couple of the fires in the Six Rivers National Forest and on the Happy Camp complex. Nothing major there. The Blue 2 fire looks like it ran. That's the one that's up high in Siskiyou Wilderness. That one ran a bit to the east yesterday, maybe a couple hundred acres. And it looks like the Perch fire is better established now, kind of midway down Butler Creek, and burned 50 to 100 acres there yesterday. Perch is also kind of still a little bit active as it's backing down towards the community, and I don't have much intel on what's going on there with the firing. I do know that in quite a few places across the Klamath, they haven't really been able to fire all that well because of burning conditions. So the forecast is we're gonna go through a dry spell, and it's gonna get a little cooler next week. And the conditions, we'll keep an eye on it. It looks like there's potential with warmer weather and drier conditions for a few kind of continued minor runs on these fires. But like the forecast says, no big winds is a good thing. We've been following the Hancock fire a bit. We were talking about how they were flying hotshot crews in there to wrap that. I'm not sure if the wind is gonna be problematic here, and I can't see comments, so if it is, just tuck out of the wind here. We haven't heard much on the Hancock, but it also hasn't spread much at all beyond where it was a week and a half ago. But we did hear that there's now 2 hotshot crews being used up there. I took a couple days this week and went and worked on prepping and scouting a large prescribed fire project up by Mount Shasta. I can't say a lot more about it right now just because the customer hasn't started their their public information campaign yet, but it's a large project, and so I'm going to do a video coming up next day or two about how we go about developing prescribed burn projects, what goes into the layout, and kind of some of the considerations, what it takes to get a large prescribed burn kind of put together. It felt good to be out in the woods again, doing the mapping thing. We'll put a couple maps up on Twitter this morning of the places that the fires are active, but other than that, we've relaxed our live stream schedule just a little, just because we don't have a lot of breaking news to report. On the Smith River complex, there's a little bit of heat still in some firing operations on the southwest side of the fire. Other than that, there's some interior heat on the north end of the fire, but there's really no spread to speak of anywhere on that fire right now. So good morning, hope you have a good one, and I want to thank all the new subscribers. We appreciate the support that keeps this channel going. Well, I guess one thing I thought of is, one thing I can see from here is about a 100-acre prescribed fire we did earlier this year with the city of Chico. It's out here across the golf course from us. You can see there's kind of a long black shape that runs about a mile and a half from Horseshoe Lake here over down to the city. The city's over here on the horizon, kind of the big treed area out there. And we're looking up the Chico Creek Canyon here, and right now there's a breeze on my face coming down the canyon. It comes down the canyon every night. And a couple years ago we had a fire over here that at night that ran hard a couple miles down that side of the canyon. And so the idea behind burning a big black strip over here is creating buffers around the city. So right now, you know, it's basically it's a large fuel break, and it kind of buffers the most likely threat that would bring fire down kind of through the park and riparian corridor here into town. So City of Chico's been really proactive in starting to do a lot more burning around the margins of the city. And this is also training for the fire department. So if you're interested in more info on that, you can check out, we've got a video on a YouTube channel that's about burning on City of Chico lands. And that kind of lays out kind of some of the technical work we did to figure out where to do the burns. There's a lot to say about fire ecology of Upper Bidwell Park, and it's kind of a little microcosm of the fire ecology of the kind of northern Sacramento Valley foothills in general. These canyons, they're really similar all the way from the Feather River all the way up to around Redding. They're similar kind of ecology and fire behavior and everything going on all up and down this side of the northeast side of the Sacramento Valley. So we'll do more on those. It's nice being outside. Kids gonna keep having Saturday morning track practice, so there you go. Thanks for joining us.